Hello and welcome again, fellow summoners. We're back again today for the August edition of the Omega Offense tier list update. So this is probably going to be a little bit of a shorter video. We didn't really have too much going on this month. We had the update to Thor Jane Foster. We had a little bit of a fix for Mole Man, and then we also had Wiccan and Hulkling added on. So we're going to go ahead and get started with Thor Jane Foster. So at the moment on the list, she was currently an F, and she has been bumped up to a D. So me and the team were having a little bit of discussion on this in the past month or so, and I kind of made a last minute executive decision on this. We were originally going to keep her as an F. But she did gain a little bit more utility, and she does have a few uses now that I think were maybe kind of overlooked to begin with. So basically, her signature ability is now a part of her kit now. And now, when she's awakened, her shocks can kind of nullify power gain debuffs and stuff like that. But along with that, too, she has really easy access to apply staggers now through her heavy attack, which is really nice. Especially if you can't nullify a buff, if you can stop it before it even gets there, hey, that's fantastic. That's great. She's also shock immune now, so she'll still get the shock debuff applied to her, but she won't take any damage from it. And it's great that if you happen to have willpower, you'll actually heal a little bit off of that shock debuff, so which is fantastic. But other than that, her damage is still lacking. There's I got a link in the description here on some of her newer, better features. But yeah, it wasn't that great. Maybe she'll find a few more uses later on in the future. But the small little utility that was added to her, that's pretty much really the only reason she was bumped up. If you're a newer player and you have her, she might help you get through a few of the earlier stuff and stuff like that. But there's a lot of champs that do stuff a lot better than her and apply better debuffs and stuff like that. So yeah, she's gonna end up as B for right now. Next on our list is going to be Mole Man. So this was one of the ones that was a huge debate in the community here, and as you can see on the list, he was originally A. We're keeping him as an A for right now. And the reasoning for this is, I was kind of discussing for a while too that it might be a good idea to bump him up to S. But a lot of that was based off of what he could do before they fixed him. And technically, I've always kind of known, I guess, in the long run that they were probably going to get a fix for this at some point, and they did. But besides that, yeah, he doesn't get those. He can't nullify stuff when he's like in his enraged mode anymore. I personally never really used him like that. I always kind of knew like the way he was supposed to work and the way, and that was the way I used him. You build up the enough monster mass charges, and then he goes to his fury, and past that. But obviously, champs can't evade at that time. So, I've always kind of used them like that. So to me, the change didn't actually do anything. There was kind of a mixed reaction between everyone else in the group too. But in the end, we kind of decided to keep him as an A. He's still great as a defender. The fix didn't really change anything on that. And I still think he hits pretty dang hard, and he's fantastic for those evadey type champs like Spider-Man and stuff like that. So I think he's good where he's at. Yeah, the fix sucked. It would have been nice if it was actually part of his kit, but in the long run, this is the way he was supposed to be. I know there's going to be a lot of arguments against that, but I still like him, old man. I think he does what he's supposed to do. So for A rank right now, that's where he's going to stay. All right. On to the next person. Let's go ahead and talk about Wiccan. So Wiccan was currently added as the B tier right now. So Wiccan is one of those champs that you need a little bit of knowledge to know how to use him properly. He's kind of similar to Symbiote Supreme. He's great against champs with a lot of buffs, but he's pretty average against fights like Winter Soldier. So if you got him and you're testing him on the usual beating bag, you're probably not going to see that great of a result off of him. You kind of need to be fighting against those champs that do have those buffs. Once you do, he's fantastic. He has a lot of good utility there, but it's also nice that he is he's immune to reverse controls. When he's awakened, he can block unblockable cosmic attacks, and any of his shocks will turn into degen on shock immune champs, which is also fantastic. If you play around with his, you need to play around with his spells a little bit to get the best amount of damage out of him. But there is a video in the description here on how to use him. So go ahead and check him out. He's pretty good. There's a few champs that are probably a little bit easier to use, but we'll keep an eye on him for the next couple months. Maybe something will come out and that will surprise us that he'll get bumped up a little bit, but for now he's going to be a B. All right, and then finally on our list we have Hulkling. So I've been hearing a lot of fun stuff about Hulkling. Apparently he is really good with his damage stuff, but he is currently sitting at an A rank right now. So he is poison and shock immune. Additionally, he is immune to power drain, steal, and burn, which is fantastic when you are fighting against your usual fighting him with their usual like Mystic champs. So, and I'll get into that a little bit more on the defense side here. But he also reduces incoming heal blocks by 2 seconds, which is also great. He has easy access to gain buffs by using his shapeshift charges, including going unblockable. He doesn't need to be awakened, and he's pretty much great right out of the box. So once again, description, go ahead and check him out. There's a little how-to on how to use him. He's pretty good. I would go ahead and we're going to keep him as an A for right now. And then moving over to the defense side here. So we kind of talked about this a little bit now. Mole Man, for the most part, is going to stay where he's currently at. On the defense side, he's currently B tier, but he's still great. He still shrugs off debuffs. He's still a little annoying to fight. So the change or the fix to him didn't really change anything on this side. So we currently have him ranked as B. He's going to stay as a B. Thor Jane Foster, her buff didn't really do anything for her on the defense side, so she will be staying as an F tier right now. Wiccan and Hulkling. Wiccan was also added to the B side on the defensive tier list. So along with him being a little bit newer, people are not going to be the best at fighting him. He can regen a good portion of energy attacks, and if he's awakened, he'll be able to stop unblockable attacks. So depending on who you're fighting with and you're trying to go in with an unblockable, okay, this might mess you up a little bit more. He's still a little bit newer, but we'll kind of keep an eye on him. He may go up and down our rank depending on what's going on the next month or two, but we'll see. And then Hulkling, we are adding him to the A side. So he is fantastic against like power drain, power burn stuff. He's shock immune. So people like Doom, not going to have a great time against him, despite having the class advantage on that. But yeah, I wouldn't take him definitely against him. It's not really going to do much. Also, if you let Hulkling hit into your block a few times or too many times, he will start going unblockable. So any of those nodes where he might be a little bit annoying on, where you can't parry him or he's debuff immune, might be a great place to put him. So yeah, anything stun immune, maybe indomitable. Rich get richer. He does get a lot of buffs, so he could be very fantastic on there. And Mystic Ward. That way, any of the Mystic champs can't really take away his buffs. Best counters, probably Black Widow, Clairvoyant, the Hood, Tigra, Mr. Negative. I've heard they work pretty well against him. So, but yeah. Other than that, that is pretty much it for the list today. Yeah, like I said, just a little bit shorter, but yeah, that's all I have. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the down in the video below. I would like to hear some of your input on some of this stuff. I did hear that someone left a comment before about King Groot need to be buffed up on the list, and I don't use him as much. I do have him, but it's something I do want to take back to the team and see if they're thinking the same thing. So we do want to listen to you on these comments here, so just leave a comment. Please like and please subscribe. We're still trying to hit that 500 subscribers limit so we can get to the CCP program and get a little bit more access to testing some of these newer champs. But other than that, you have a good rest of your day, and thanks for watching. Bye now.